In baseball, sometimes the best move is the one you don't make, and sometimes you make a move that haunts your franchise for a decade. We've seen MVPs traded for peanuts. We've seen Cy Young winners given away for guys who weren't even in the league 2 years later. Today, we're counting down the top 5 worst MLB trades of the last decade, from the Chris Archer disaster to the infamous big game James blunder. These are the deals that get general managers fired. This is Coach's Tape by Baseball Authority. Let's see who got robbed. At number 5, we have the Fernando Tatis Jr. giveaway. The White Sox trade Fernando Tatis Jr. to the Padres for James Shields. In June 2016, the White Sox were trying to win now. They needed a veteran innings eater. The Padres had James Shields, who was already declining and owed a ton of money. To sweeten the pot, the Padres asked for a 17-year-old lottery ticket named Fernando Tatis Jr. James Shields made 22 starts for the White Sox with a 6.77 ERA. He was basically batting practice. Fernando Tatis Jr., he became the face of baseball, a superstar shortstop with power, speed, and flair, who signed a $340 million contract. The White Sox didn't just trade a prospect. They traded a franchise cornerstone for a washed-up pitcher they ended up paying millions to struggle. At number 4, we have the Diamondbacks trading Dansby Swanson, the then number 1 overall pick, Ender Inciarte, and Aaron Blair to the Braves for Shelby Miller and Gabe Speier. The Diamondbacks thought they were one ace away from contending, so they traded the number 1 overall pick from the draft just 6 months prior, plus a Gold Glover for Shelby Miller. Miller fell off a cliff immediately. He went 3-12 with a 6.15 ERA in his first season in Arizona and battled injuries the rest of his tenure. Meanwhile, Dansby Swanson became a World Series champion shortstop, Gold Glover, and All-Star for the Braves. Ender Inciarte won 3 straight Gold Gloves in Atlanta. This trade single-handedly accelerated the Braves' rebuild and set the D-backs back at least 5 years. At 3, we have a 1-for-1 trade. The Dodgers trade Yordan Alvarez to the Astros for Josh Fields. The Dodgers needed a middle reliever. The Astros had Josh Fields. The Dodgers asked, "Who do you want?" The Astros said, "How about that kid you just signed from Cuba, who hasn't played a game yet?" Josh Fields pitched 124 innings for the Dodgers. He was good. But Yordan Alvarez became one of the most feared hitters on the planet. Rookie of the Year, ALCS MVP, World Series champion. A MVP candidate who hits 30 home runs a year. The Dodgers traded a generational slugger for a middle reliever because they didn't realize what they had. To be fair, the Dodgers have been a dynasty. They've won multiple World Series and dominated the NL West every year, so it didn't exactly ruin them. But imagine that lineup with Yordan Alvarez in the middle of it. At number 2, we have another Dodgers trade, this time in their favor. The Mookie Betts salary dump. The Red Sox trade Mookie Betts and David Price to the Dodgers for Alex Verdugo, Connor Wong, and Jeter Downs. The Red Sox wanted to get under the luxury tax. Instead of paying their homegrown Hall of Fame track superstar, they shipped into LA for pennies on the dollar. Mookie Betts immediately signed a 12-year extension, finished second in MVP voting, and won the World Series that year for the Dodgers. Their return, Jeter Downs has been waived, Alex Verdugo was decent but eventually traded to the Yankees, and Connor Wong is a decent catcher. You don't trade a prime Mookie Betts, ever. This wasn't a baseball trade, it was a financial surrender. At number 1, we have the Chris Archer catastrophe. The Pirates trade Tyler Glasnow, Austin Meadows, and Shane Baz to the Rays for Chris Archer. The Pirates thought they were contenders. They traded 2 top prospects, Glasnow and Meadows, and a player to be named later, for ace Chris Archer. This is the gold standard for bad trades. Chris Archer went 6-12 with a 4.92 ERA for Pittsburgh, got hurt, and was gone by 2020. Glasnow became an ace for the Rays. Austin Meadows became an all-star outfielder, and Shane Baz, before being called up, became a top pitching prospect. The Rays fleeced the Pirates so badly that it arguably cost GM Neil Huntington his job. It's the worst trade of the last decade, hands down. There you have it, the 5 worst heists of the last 10 years. That's the story, that's Coach's Tape. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that subscribe button, and drop a comment below. Which one of the trades do you think is the worst? We'll see you next time.